and water pollution. The Borg issues, the two Borg issues that occurred in April, would they be counted in there?
Through the chair, I think they were counted the previous month.
Oh, the previous one, was it?
So it's to do, that issue there was to do with some cement.
Oh, okay.
Cement slurry going down the drain.
Yeah.
It was an issue.
Yeah, and the animal complaints, are they just relating to livestock or are they relating to domestic as well?
Through the chair, they relate to both companion animals and livestock.
Because I just noticed in the other one, there was nothing up in the companion animal one for menacing or annoying nuisance dogs, so there was nothing up in that.
Through the chair, I would expect some in next month's.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? If not, I put the recommendation. All in favour? Passed unanimously. We move to 14.4, monthly activity report for corporate services, April 2024. Recommendation is the report item 14.4 is received as information. Can I move it, please? Councillor Hayden, seconder, please. Councillor McCarthy. Thank you. Councillor
Yes, I'm happy to move the recommendation to accept this report. I noticed that Central New South Wales Joint Organisation meeting scheduled for May has been postponed till June.
What?
Yeah.
No, the IT.
Oh,
The
the
IT
IT one.
meeting, sorry, the IT managers meeting. Were any councillors or anyone going to that, or it's just an internal IT managers meeting? No further discussion about what IT plans are going to.
So it's a group of IT managers get together and discuss everything relating to IT matters. As you can probably attest, it'll be an exciting meeting to be part of.
It will be. Now, the property rating module issues around the VPay, is that getting on top of now with the finance team? It's not there to ask.
Through the chair, I think Matt's fallen over. He's lasted as long as he possibly could.
Is he sick too?
He is certainly unwell. So
Okay.
please, if you have any questions, I'm happy to take it on notice.
Yeah, just
I understand the BPay is
the VPay issue.
being dealt with.
Yeah. Nothing, oh, hold on. The waste to art, I noticed that we put that out. We seem to advertise the waste to art competition that comes up a little later than sometimes when it goes out. I know that could be a staffing issue and just getting on top of everything, but I'd just like to see it go out a little earlier. And I think another thing, the Youth Council 67, well done Matt, well done everyone with the Youth Week. But I was just wondering when Youth Council was going to be kicking back in, because there's been a few more inquiries, and I think that one will have to get taken on notice too.
All I could say is if there's anyone interested in that, get them to forward their interest to council.
Yeah. That's it, thank you.
Thank you. Who seconded? Councillor McCarthy, yes.
I'd just like to comment, I've made a few inquiries with Matt, he's been courteous and got straight back to me, and I appreciate that. I think that's in his department, like, all of them are pretty good. Zoe, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Could you pass that on,
I'll pass it on,
please?
I'll just let Matt know.
Thank you. All right, any further discussion? Sorry.
I'm in favour.
I'll put the recommendation. All in favour? Thank you. We go to investments, I believe, which is 14.5. Recommendation is the report item 14.5 is received as information. To move it, please.
I'll move that, I love it.
Thanks, Mick. Councillor McKechnie, sorry. Seconder?
Yeah.
Councillor McCarthy.
M&M.
Councillor McKechnie.
Oh, look, it's just so good.
It's got the vibes.
All right.
It's ecstatic, and I'm not going to bore everyone with how pleased I am with the interest rate.
Councillor McKechnie. McCarthy, sorry.
Report's straightforward, but
Well, I've got a question.
I don't agree with the fives. I think we've got to get realistic and get back to 3.5s, because that's what they're predicting.
Okay, we're not into a political discussion about interest rates and what the Reserve Bank should do. Bottom of page 210 is General Manager, and bottom of 211. It says, bottom of 210, as at 30th of April 2024, council had 23,750 invested in term deposits. If you look at bottom of 211, it's actually 22,750. The total of cash and cash equivalents is the same, 26,799,1502. So one of them's wrong. I'm assuming it's the one on page 210.
I'm assuming you're correct in that regard, but I'll chase that up for you.
Yeah, this one's a mistake in the spreadsheet.
They're the only figures I could find that were quite correct. All right, I put the recommendation, all in favour?
Oh, thank you, Auntie Michelle.
Grants update, 14.6. The recommendation is that report 14.6 is received as information. A mover, please. Councillor Hayden. Councillor McCarthy. There you go.
I'll let you get home.
We've got a while to go.
Councillor Hayden.
Yeah, I'm happy to move the recommendation. I notice it's disappointing in the last information we had regarding the STP grant. So that was very disappointing. But then, I also see here that we're awaiting the application around the expressions of interest for the hockey pitch and facilities, so I hope we get something out of that. If I could ask the General Manager, has there been any update in the other grants that were due to have some notification that finished in April, May?
No, the ones we've provided are the
So that's it.
updates on the app.
Okay. And that's it, thank you.
Councillor McCarthy.
Straightforward, thank you.
Can I just ask, sorry.
Sorry, I told a lie. There is, the sewage treatment plant growing at $3 million.
That was nice.
That's the one there's a no.
Yeah.
That pending, so
Yeah.
but we've made that clear.
And I think Councillor Hayden actually mentioned that with the
Yeah.
board. If I could, page 213, the one we've put in for the hockey field, that's mentioned by Councillor Hayden, do we have any timelines as to when we get notification for the expression of interest?
Look on, I believe it's reasonably quickly, but I can't be sure. I'll take it on notice and get back to you.
Not urgent. Okay, any further discussion, Councillor Tucker? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Just in the table on 214 and 215, so one of my pet projects, as you know, is the Dudley Street improvements, and so we put in an application a few months ago, and if that one doesn't make it, well, maybe the second one will. But the other one, my other pet project is corner of Ross and Queen Street. Now, this was discussed at our traffic committee the week before last, and there has been a survey done, there is a draft design done, is the advice that was provided to TEL. And the advice also was that an application would be put in for that same program, the road safety program, but under a different sub-program. And it was going to be put in the following week by the deadline, which I think is the 15th, but it doesn't appear here. Cornelia, did you know if that application went in?
Yes, through the chair. Was that the EOI, so the National Water Grid Fund?
No, it's just for the improvements to the Ross Street, Queen Street intersection. And that David said that, I think it was David said that an application would be submitted the week after TAL.
Through the chair, I believe he said at the TALC that there was a design done. However, the application he submitted was for Dudley Dart Street footpath with pedestrian refuge. So none for Ross Street.
All right, well, that wasn't my understanding from the meeting, but I couldn't find the recording and we haven't got the minutes yet. But my clear impression of the meeting was that he said that there was also going to be an application for the Ross and Queen Street.
That was not my understanding at the time. I
Okay,
don't believe
no, I may have misunderstood. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tucker. Any further discussion on this matter? I put the motion. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you.
Page 216.
Page 216, 14.7, the status update May 2024. The recommendations report 14.7 is received as information. A mover, Councillor Hayden. Seconder, please. Councillor McKechnie. Councillor Hayden.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring to attention 15210921 in the status report there, just so that the Technical Services Director is familiar about the resolution that Council made in regards to 34 Glyndear Avenue. So that was actually a park, and Council made these decisions back in 2023 up until the current time, that still trying to get stuff done. Waiting for budget announcements, etc.
Through the chair, just on that, the budget announcement placed that the Housing Australia bill with now some foundation around some money. So we'll be eagerly awaiting
When the
When that
opportunity
comes
comes up, okay.
So that affects a number of the residential land developments,
It
not
does,
that
yeah.
one. So I noticed that in the report.
And I was wondering, has the external contractor given a timeframe of work on the Bogga Bogga Road, sectional road realignment? I noticed in the bottom it says external engaged, currently awaiting signature of landholder to finalise.
Yep. So we're chasing the landowner who we previously provided the information to sign. We've given it to them again because they believe they mislaid the document, so we've provided it to them again to sign.
Okay. That's a bit of a pain, I gather. So, this other one that we've got, the residential land development, that's the opposite skate park one, isn't it? So, we'll be waiting on results from the new grant that may be.
On whether that's available, something that we can chase, yes.
Yeah, so we can't do a DA and try and do any subdivision ourselves in the meantime to try and get those blocks started off.
So through the chair, the rationale behind it is that it's project ready. So we're looking for that, but we're just awaiting what that means. Because if it's for the development of the opportunities to do these types of things, we want to be on the ground to be able to say, well, here's some land and here's what we've got available and this is what we need to fund it.
But isn't this for us to do it for us, for council? So
Potentially.
Yeah, well, that's what we decided previously, was to do those 12 blocks, the cul-de-sac, whatever, and put units on, and then council have something to manage. That was the resolution that we pushed, I thought.
So what the resolution is at this point in time is we prepare and use the money to prepare a DA for this. We haven't resolved to put any units or anything on that need at this point in time. However, the opportunity potentially is there to do that.
Well, we were thinking of that under the Housing
Correct.
Australia bill, but
That's
there's
exactly
another
right.
one coming up where we may have the opportunity to do that again, I suppose. Now
It's just had a number of reincarnations, that's all. It used to be the regional housing, then you had to show that you can provide positive growth. We provided that, then they said, oh, you need to have populations over 20,000.
So on to the Dreves Road. I note down here, 15th of the 5th, external engaged matter progressing. So this has been dragging on for ages and ages and ages, and I gather every council would like to get this road finalised. Do we have a time frame around this one now the external's engaged and the matter's progressing? Would there be a 3-month window or it's going to be less?
Yeah. Through the chair, the only stipulation at this point in time is the external contractor's got COVID, so we're looking to have them finalised as quick as we can.
Okay.
That's why we went down that path.
So the Oberon in 16/5/23, number 9, 230516, page 9, 225 to 245. In here with the curbside garbage collection, I note down here, council utilising options for the 23-24 and the development of a tender in the last quarter of 23-24. We're in that now, realistically, aren't we? So what's happening with any progression there?
My understanding is the technical services staff are preparing for a tender to be developed as soon as possible.
And on page 11 of the status report, 227-245, irrigation, no, not in irrigation, stop it, not to. In regards to delegates to committee, around the issue with the units, the care unit, the self-care units. Has that progressed at all? I see here it says investigations are still underway regarding another appropriate model. I mean, the independent living units are for independent living. I would have thought that it would have been a potential that one of the real estates could go through it, considering they're not meant to be units there that have nursing staff or any other staff. So I'm wondering whether council has turned around and inquired with the 3 real estates about the management of those.
I think the Director of Corporate Services, yes, I think he did investigate some time ago with the real estate agents. That was done some time. I remember a report on that.
Yeah, look, I'll ask Matt to provide an update on that.
Yeah, now into 227 and 228 of the pages. This is around Common Working Party meeting for October. We had some resolutions there around council providing the allocation of $1,000 from the unallocated town improvement funds to assist with the removal of the well at the Oberon Common. When will the well be removed?
We're trying to incorporate it into the project around the yarning circle, so when the truck's there, we can do it in one hit rather than bring it in, take it back.
So there's no time frame around that as yet?
Well,
Any correspondence back?
not
yet. The allocation of $500 provided for signage of where the well was. Has there been any signs done as yet in regard to that?
We'll do it after.
And then into that is also the $1,000 regarding around the memorial plaque for the mayor, the funding for the installation of signage for the Oberon Treasures that Councillor McCarthy put forward so that they have an explanation point to them, and the Women's Service Defence Force plaque, and oh look, there it is there. Any remaining unallocated town improvement levy funds for the common be allocated towards extension of footpaths in the common. So yeah.
And as I indicated, that related to that particular year's allocation.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about the allocation, I'm worried about the signs. So I'm just wondering when they might be progressing and having something done.
It's noted that they're there and we're trying to move on those as quickly as possible.
Okay, cool. Now in regards to item number 4, 1912, whatever, 2020, the page down, page 13.
Zelco.
Black Springs, yep. How did you know? Anyway, I heard a meeting is being organised. Michelle was informing at the last BSCA meeting. There's been a few discussions thrown around. Is there any way that the General Manager can confirm if Oberon Council in fact own the land on the corner of Campbell's River Road and Abercrombie Road, the land that was subject to the mess around with the sale for a blah blah blah, is that in fact council land?
So through the chair, it's council public land, public road, yeah.
Council public land?
Road.
Public road,
Yeah.
so that's a road?
It's a road.
Okay, so if we were going to offer that for sale to a proponent, how is that going to operate as a road?
So we have the power to, so well, councillors will remember that we were going through the path of seeing whether we were going to sell that land for the development of some type of facility there. council spent a number of dollars doing the survey and doing all this sort of stuff, but before we progressed to registration of the land, we wanted to get some input and at least some sort of understanding that someone was going to in fact do something on it. We never got that, so we've still got the plan, we've still got the survey, we just haven't completed the finalisation.
So if I may ask again, the portion of the road would be a specific width within that plan, wouldn't it? Is there an area of like, say, island size between that road to the other bit which is then owned, or is it have to be incorporated?
If the
together?
telco want to come and talk to council about placing
Well, I'm just asking if there's the possibility of the Telstra small cell tower going into that block instead of messing around with everything else. That was one of the blocks which was one of the first discussion points after the telco wanted to put it near,
Could I suggest that the general manager comes back with an email to you on that, and whether there's a possibility?
Yes, okay.
I'd like all the councils to know that information.
Yes, that's fine, that'll be circulated.
I understand where councillor Hayden's coming from, but if the land's there, why don't we subdivide enough off to do the telco?
All right, well,
Through the chair, if the land's there, why even subdivide it? We
Well,
own
that's
it,
right.
why would we enter into an agreement? It's up to the
That's,
telco to do that.
all that power. Anyway.
Because
that's
that
part of the
might
gig.
just alleviate some of the issues that we're having around Crown lands and private, and the section where Telstra wanted to first put that was where their Telstra's infrastructure already is, and it was a few families that jumped up and down and said no, and that has progressed for the next 6 years and created the issue, so.
Right, so I think the general manager's gonna come
Yeah,
back with an email and it'll be circulated to all. Right, next issue.
Community Services Committee, the next one down, has there been anything re-grants? I don't even know what that was about, sorry, I'll just keep scrolling. I might give it a rest, I'll leave it. Oh, one thing that I wanted to bring up, the Hazel Grove, and then I'll get off it. Hazel Grove School Committee report, after the correspondence I had with the General Manager on the 15th, was it the 14th or the 15th? No, I had correspondence with you on the 16th, asking if it had been, the report had been ordered through the quote that I'd sent through to council in December, and the General Manager got back to me and stated that he was going to ask the Director of Planning to investigate, and he states in here that considering the quote was sourced by the committee, that they could ask for the works to commence given the council resolution. So this kind of had me a little bit confused when I read the 15th of the 5th, money provided to undertake building report awaiting finalisation of the report. That just had me a little bit confused.
Well, so the resolution says that council fund it.
Yeah.
So we funded it.
Yep.
So it's there, ready to go, and when the report arrives, we'll pay the bill.
Right,
That's what that
okay,
says.
so, did you want me to send the quotation through to the Director of Planning, or do you want, send it off to the?
Through the chair, I'd say engage it.
Right,
Get it done.
okay, very good,
That's what the report allows for.
all right, okay, that'll do me for the night.
All right. Who was the second? Councillor McCarthy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You got anything further, you got anything to raise, councillor McCarthy?
I've already stored, I've got that corner at Black Springs. Thank you.
All right, any
And
further discussion on this matter?
I thought there was someone in this room who told us that that block was too late.
All right. I'll put the recommendation, all in favour? Carried unanimously.
I have some urgent business I would like to propose.
All right. Sorry? So urgent business?
the urgent business I'd like to propose is around an interim heritage order on the Avenue of Trees, the memorial at O'Connell. I have worded it in two parts as to engage with Transport New South Wales. So did you want to have a look at it or want me to read it out at the moment?
You've already said the report.
I haven't seen the report.
The report's come through.
Yeah.
I don't need the report to move this as in the interim as an urgent.
So we asked for the report, and we asked for the questions that were raised to consider them. You're putting urgent business up, so what is it?
The
So
urgent,
you have to say it's urgent, Mr Chair.
Uh,
Is it of great urgency?
what's the great urgency?
the great urgency is that the Memorial Avenue of Trees are at risk, and we have inquiry from the community if we could please apply an interim heritage order. And I believe that it's a great urgency that we put this as urgent business so that we can start some action on applying for this, and within that time period we'll give you some time to read the report.
Mr. Mayor, just a clarification on that. The heritage trees are in the conservation zone,
That's
Already
right.
protected.
so they're already protected. So we listened to the spill tonight, and I didn't like the way we were singled out, and the councils were asking you their opinion. But those doing the homework should know that that's in that conservation area,
It
which
is in the conservation.
extends 500 metres, and it doesn't take in the hotel.
So if I could ask the general manager, what further protection does this give over the conservation area?
Yeah, so through the chair, this needs to be reported back to council now. I don't think it's.
Point of order.
It's not that. It's up to you to.
We can only consider urgent business if a motion is passed to have the business considered at the meeting.
All right.
And then secondly, if you deem it to be of urgency.
So your business is, we have a mover and a seconder to put that as a motion.
I'm moving.
Do we have a seconder to have this to be dealt with as urgent business? Councillor Trembath. So you've given us reasons?
Now we need to vote.
Hang on, within.
Yes, yes. Is there any further discussion on this? Right.
Yes, please, Mr Chairman, I'm just not sure what additional benefit this provides. Obviously, the folks of O'Connell are concerned about this issue. I personally would like a bit more information, but, and I'm not aware of an immediate threat.
We're only voting on whether to consider it.
Correct.
We're voting on whether it should be considered as urgent business, yes. And then I also have a
I guess the
determination
same
following
questions
that.
still apply.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
That's how you vote.
It's in the report. Anyway, can't comment on that issue.
I mean, my view is that we need to look at the report received, and I need to also understand what further protection this gives it over the existing conservation area. That's my view.
I guess, Mr Chairman, that was exactly my question.
And I'm not sure of that. I need some advice from the general manager on that. I think the report.
Through the chair, before you go into this conversation that you have, you need to make a motion to
That's
see
right.
whether you would do it. And then, upon the motion, you can then make a decision on whether you even consider it to be urgent.
Absolutely, but I'm putting in my position that I will not vote, why I will not vote.
Then
Right.
you've made the decision. at
So,
no time.
put the motion. Who believes that this issue should be considered urgent business? Councillor Hayden and Councillor Trembath. Anyone else? The motion is lost. We now go into closed session confidential. In accordance with the Local Government Act 1993 and the Local Government General Regulations, the opinion of the General Manager following business we dealt with in this section of the meeting is of a kind as referred to in section 10A2 of the Act, which is dealt with as part of the meeting, closed to the media and the public. But I ask that the recording be completed and we await members of the public in the gallery to Thank you. During the confidential session of council, the following recommendations were approved. 16.1. Council resolved to defer a decision on this issue until the June 2024 meeting. 16.2. The motion and was approved by council was that council do not write off the water consumption charges for assessment. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That council defer a decision pending further information being provided by council staff. That was the approved recommendation. 16.3 was that council do not write off the water consumption charges for assessment 1236500, but instead offer a payment plan arrangement for full cost recovery. 16.4, the recommendations approved by council was that council accept and sign a contract with integrity testing for bridge capacity assessments, semicolon, and advise the Central New South Wales Joint Organisation of its decision. 16.5, council endorsed the recommendation that council accept and sign a contract with Bitupave Limited for the supply and delivery of bitumen emulsion, semicolon, and advise the Central New South Wales Joint Organisation of the decision. 16.6, the council endorsed the recommendation that the council accept and sign contracts with RBK Proprietary Limited, trading as Top Notch Fencing, and Western Safety Barriers Group Proprietary Limited for the supply, delivery and or installation of guardrail and wire rope safety fencing. 16.7, the council support the recommendations within the report. 16.8, the council notes the report and endorse the recommendations outlined within the report. Thank you, members and council. The next council meeting is... I declare the meeting closed at 11:04 p.m. and note that the next ordinary meeting of Oberon Council will be held on Tuesday the 18th of June 2024, commencing at 5:30 p.m. in the Oberon Council chambers. Thanks, councillors, for all your attendance.
Thank you.